Alright, so we're going to go ahead and get going here. First thing I wanted to talk about team comps. Mount Vernon on the blue side running Jax, Kog'Maw, Swain, Sona, and Riven. On Burlington Edison on the purple side with Vayne, Olaf, Orianna, Taric, and Poppy. Got a pretty interesting team comp here. Mount Vernon's running a jungle Jax, which is an interesting, an interesting choice there. Normally, I see jungle Jax set up with a pretty heavy tank up top, but they've got Riven up there. The Riven can be built kind of tanky, but she never quite reaches the full endgame tank. She just can punk out a lot of AoE damage. With Jax and Riven, that does give some decent damage in there, along with Kog'Maw's ultimate and Swain. The only problem I see for this team is that we're looking at a lot of really hard. It's going to be tough for them to engage. They're going to pretty much need to see Sona's ultimate. I'm going to need the crescendo to come down to have a successful engage there. Meanwhile, Vayne, very good hypercarry, will last a late game. Orianna, good for control. They've got Olaf as a tank, and Taric can, ends up a little bit tanky, and Poppy does too. Poppy's an interesting top choice, not someone that I see a lot. I do actually really like Poppy in this particular battle. Just because the enemies, for the most part, you've got Kog'Maw, Swain, even Jackson, Riven, who are just not the most tanky champions. So essentially, as long as Poppy picks a target and is able to get them down, that's pretty much, it becomes a 4-on-5, and that's what you want. So Poppy can pretty much pick any target. It's not like it's going to be invalidated when she goes into solo mode there. We do see the early invade coming in here from Burlington Edison. Looks like they're going to go ahead and take that. They're going to take the red. Meanwhile, Mount Vernon is just going to grab their blue. Yeah, it looks like they're going to get it. One thing I see so far, there's no ward coverage yet. No one's dropped a ward. So no one's really got vision yet. They may not even know that they're losing red yet until they get over there, and that's going to hurt them because that means that the reset time is going to be pretty late. Interestingly enough, Olaf didn't clear red entirely. I understand why he's leaving that behind, just to try to set him off, but it does mean it's going to be a little bit more difficult for him to go back and try to get and compete for it, because he's not going to know when it's actually cleared out. Everything else falling in pretty typical here. A little bit of heat from Riven on Poppy. Riven's going to need to get ahead because Poppy can get pretty beastly late game if allowed to. Riven can too, but I think that's going to be a tough matchup for Riven. I think Poppy's going to, as long as Poppy can survive it, is going to be pretty good. And they're gonna do a lot of trading there. I actually think the trading's probably going to favor Riven for the most part. Riven's going to do more damage overall, and so it's going to be able to bully Poppy early on. I don't think that's going to remain the case throughout the course of the game. We see a lot of pain coming down onto Swain there. Orianna's being a pretty pushy in lane there, definitely bullying Swain around. May be able to send him home pretty early. Down on the bottom, we see lanes pushed all the way up. Poppy's lane's getting pushed a bit too. Looks like Olaf's not too far from being able to come up and get involved there. Oh, it looks like Jax was taking a look, but now he's going to head back down. Looks like it's going pretty even right now as far as minion kills. We're seeing pretty even. Vayne definitely is already at a 9 CS advantage over Kog'Maw, which is a big advantage. And right here is where that early game wording would have made a difference. You look at Olaf and see that he's pretty low. Had they gotten something down on the red there, they'd be able to run over and get a quick gank off on him. Here we see Poppy's pushed, Riven's pushed all the way up. Poppy's under turret, which this seems like something that's going to work in the advantage of Riven, just being such a bully in lane. However, that lane's pushed all the way up, and it's just not leaving them in a very good position. Here down at the bottom, we've been reset, Looks like Kog'Maw's coming back a bit, 18-23 on Vayne. You know, both of those guys pretty good late game carries. It's just going to be a matter of who can get the CS, who can get the early kills. And it looks like they're pretty much avoiding each other and just going for the shooting down at this point. Yep, that lane is just frozen right at turret there, which is just really where Poppy wants it. You can basically farm safely that way without worrying too much about a lot of harass. And look down there, Jax hasn't really made anything out. One of the problems with Jax out of the jungle is that he just doesn't have the hit points. Oh, we got a ping up top. It looks like they're going to make a move on... yep, here it comes, and there's no way Riven's getting out of that one. The Ignite comes down. Yeah, she's max away, and that's it. Oh, no. Oh, yeah, there we go. So Olaf gets first blood. You know, that's really going to help there with Poppy getting the assist. Poppy's probably going to be able to push the lane out and then head back and buy some stuff. Looks like Jax is moving in for Orianna in mid, just kind of sitting there a little bit. Oh, and in he goes, but no, he's not going to hit anything. Oh, and Tarek's moving in for the stun on Kog'Maw. Yep, we got a decent fight going down. You know, their damage just isn't great. It's definitely getting low on Kog'Maw there. Yeah, he's got to get out of there. It looks like yep, there comes Flash, so he should be able to make it back away and heal up. One thing, Sona's all out of energy, so that's no more heals coming down. I think a lot of that energy's been spent on damage, on poke, without really keeping a reserve to keep Kog'Maw alive. That's kind of a dangerous position to be in. And we do have ultimates up in the middle. So it looks like it's just a matter of time here before those two really start engaging. We see, it looks like Jax is going to move into the jungle for a little bit of counter jungling. Doesn't look like he's really going to get anywhere. So this lane's bottom lane's getting pushed all the way forward. Unfortunately, they're not really able to monopolize on it, and they're full on energy, so that's really not a time you want the lane that far pushed. Hopefully they can reset it and get back involved. They've got some decent coverage down at the bottom, so it looks like Olaf's on his way down, or I don't know what Olaf's doing there. Again, they're pushed way out here. This would be a time for Jax to pop in there. Thing is, you know, again, that early game Jax is just not really someone who can do a whole lot jumping into the jungle. And here you want, oh no, okay, we're pushing this lane back out, so Poppy's not there. Poppy does have her ultimate, so Poppy can really start, and we got the ward coming in there. Burlington's doing a great job of keeping at least their outer edges warded. Oh, and this is bad times here for Olaf, but it looks like he's going to make it away, and Orianna's going to push back. Poppy and Riven just seem pretty content to just keep farming. You know, they're pretty even right now, about a 4 CS difference. Vayne and Kog'Maw also pretty even. Both the supports doing a good job. Though I would like to see some more wards go out. Nothing's on Dragon coming up in 8 minutes. Oh, burn the flash from Poppy. Poppy's going to go back in there, which may not be the best idea because Riven can put out a lot of damage. Oh, burning that ultimate there. And out she comes again. This could be the end of Poppy, really, right here. If she can get in there, no, it looks like she's gonna get away. Looks like down in mid, we've got Olaf trying to get in on Swain, but he's not even there right now. Oh, and down goes Kog'Maw. We see that fight coming down. We're just kind of caught out of position. And again, we haven't seen any mana on Sona for a long time, which is not, you know, the support needs to keep a hold of some mana to keep her people alive. That loss on Kog'Maw, especially with that kill going to Vayne, is going to hurt. It's going to let Vayne pick up something nice, but oh, here it comes. They're right back in there with Swain in there, and it looks like they may be able to get... No, Vayne makes it away with the tumble there. Just barely, though. It looks like they were trying to get a little bit of payback, and it did not work out for them. And that leaves everyone down there. They're going to get a lot of damage in on turret. Up top, we see Olaf just kind of sitting in the bush. I think they really don't want to let that Riven get an advantage. So Olaf's just kind of going to spend a little time in the bush. And Poppy's putting on some pretty good hurt, and down he comes. Riven may be able to get away from this one. Yeah, Riven's going to make it away. Didn't really have the position. Might have been able to do it if he ended up in the bottom brush, but he was just kind of too far up there, and it didn't have the speed to make it in for anything really effective. You can see items we see coming out. We've got Vampiric Scepter and the Dorans on Vayne, so that's going to be it's going to help. But Kog'Maw's already picked up the BF sword. Again, Kog'Maw's actually ahead in CS right now in spite of that kill. Vayne does have that kill though, so that's a substantial amount of money. Kog'Maw's going to suffer from not a whole lot of sustain besides what he gets from Sona, and that Vampiric Scepter and the Doran's Blade is going to just kind of help Vayne stick around a bit. One thing I'm seeing that's kind of interesting is I might have expected to see more of the crystalline flasks on some of those bottoms, picking it up for Kog'Maw and Vayne. This lane is pushed way up, which is kind of a dangerous position. Luckily, we just haven't seen much from Jax getting into lane. Kind of the hope with Jax is just to let him sit there and keep on working the jungle until he can come out and kind of be a late game carry, get in a couple of kills, but he's really not providing the support that you want from a jungler. Meanwhile, Olaf is helping push the lanes, and it looks like they were trying to give Orianna the blue there, but it may have ended up on Olaf, which is really too bad. Olaf doesn't get as much from that as anyone else. Looks like Olaf is going in on Swain here, and nah, he's going to pop his ultimate. He just say no thank you. That Orianna is putting down a lot of damage with the chalice there. So it's pretty quick here. Orianna's going to be really dealing a lot of damage. Swain, meanwhile, he's way behind in CS, and that's going to be a really big problem late game. We're seeing a 30 CS difference there. I mean, almost double in that lane. Swain is just getting bullied out by Orianna and not able. If Swain isn't able to come back, he's not going to be able to put on those big game late hits that he needs to. He's using his ultimate to survive, and the things are not looking great from Swain. We've got some action going down here. Looks like Poppy's going to get in, so they should be able to pull off that kill. Riven is there, though. I don't know if Riven's going to be able to get the damage out. There's Olaf taken low, but Riven just can't catch up. Again, Riven not someone with a ton of control. It looks like that middle turret's almost down. Again, Swain's just been bullied so hard. That Orianna pick against such kind of an initially squishy caster is a problem. So here we got two people really low. This is they really need Jax up here, but he's back at base. Jax up there right now could essentially end it. And it looks like Swain's coming in to try to pull something off, but Swain might get caught out. Looks like they see Orianna and maybe going to chase her back down. It's kind of too bad that Mount Vernon wasn't able to monopolize on anything there. They had two people really low under turret. Just about, issues with placement and just not being able to jump in there. One thing that's interesting is we don't see teleport on anyone here, so the ability to jump around, get into that 5v5 or to get involved. And we see a nice smash coming down on Sona, but there comes Crescendo. That was a great Crescendo. Just need someone to follow up, and they get the kill there, which leaves Tarek, and if they can tie him down, but again, it looks like Kog'Maw's out of mana, and he's just not going to be able to get through it quick enough. But that was a very nice hit on Vayne. It looks like Vayne was going in to try to push it. Now this is not a bad idea here, except that the one problem is, Jax coming mid to support. Jax against Orianna isn't so bad, except for the fact that currently Jax is 4 levels down and just not going to be able to hold. Jax's clear time in the jungle is pretty low. You start looking, Jax and Olaf are actually about even, and we're starting to see kind of some of the and Poppy just manages to take down Riven there, got too low, and Poppy does have some of that better engage skill. So was just able to chase her down. We're looking at almost a 2,500 gold difference here, and that's a pretty wide divide. And Orianna's going to take down that tower, just get that cleared out right now. That's going to be really difficult. That's going to be a big problem, because that's really going to allow Burlington Edison to free Orianna up a little bit, let her maybe go down, help out some of the other lanes. A little pressure on bottom is going to be a big problem. Poppy's pretty much at even, or Poppy's 2 up. He's got 2 kills to 0 on Riven. Even though their CS is about the same, those 2 kills, that's just a lot of damage. It looks like it's got some counter jungling coming in. Jax just is not putting out enough damage yet. He's not really a big threat. He doesn't have the hit points to just kind of stick around. So here, getting bullied out of their own jungle, which is just a bad situation to be in. They're actually getting chased across. That's how powerful that Olaf is right now. And I think he's going in, seeing if they can pull off the shockwave to really catch those 2 out. Looks like we've got 3-on-3 possibly brewing up top. We'll see if there's actually any engage going on right there. And there we go. So there's the engage, but they tried to disengage, and now Poppy's out of position, which is going to be really bad for them. Got to get in there and try to. Oh, and Poppy's moving out. Yeah, they need to either sandwich in on these guys or just move away. And it looks like, Burlington Edison is just getting beat on with I do have to say right there, Mount Vernon's doing a great job of just kind of sticking together. And keeping control of that fight. They stuck together, they kept the direction. Oh, bad news for Kog'Maw manages to get the kill here, but he's going to be taken down by Taric just right at the end. Now it's going to be the battle of 2 supports just kind of dinking on each other for a little bit. And interestingly enough, up top, we don't see that ever really turn into anything, but they will get the tower off of it. That was some really good playing by Mount Vernon. They stuck together, and they were moving as a team. Meanwhile, they kind of had Burlington Edison shattered and moving in different directions. So it looks like, as far as that team fight goes, even though they may not have actually killed anyone in the fight, their positioning just basically made it so Burlington Edison was unwilling to engage, which is a great, was pretty good play in there. Pretty happy to see that. So what are we looking at item-wise? We've got Kog'Maw is 1 step in, one piece away from grabbing from picking up the Infinity Edge, and that's going to be a big step up in damage. And again, they're pretty much even right now. We see Sona with nothing but the shield. In a game like this, I think the lack of a sight stone there is probably a pretty bad idea. Really needs that vision in order to just maintain map control. You can see Purple's got wards pretty much everywhere. They're going to be pretty difficult to sneak up on for the most part. Oh, and we're getting a good engage down here with a lot of hurt coming onto Kog'Maw. Kog'Maw's just dealing it back so fast. That Vayne with the Bloodthirster, is putting out decent damage, but just not enough to compete with Kog'Maw right now. Again, Kog'Maw is up a kill, and he's done pretty well on that. Here we're seeing Poppy go back into bullying, now Riven's on the chase, but Swain's here, so it's going to be interesting to see if they can get the drop down. Yeah, with this, they'll pull him. No, Poppy can pop that ultimate and escape when Shockwave ties up the rest of the team and takes down Swain. That was some great play by Orianna. Oh, and there goes Kog'Maw. Just getting caught out of position with, again, I think that's really the lack of sight issue, just not enough map presence to see when threats are coming. And Sona's making it away full. Again, Sona's sitting there still out of energy. Spent a lot of this fight out of energy, which is really not a position. Can't really be a big help. Essentially, if Sona's out of energy, she's just going to be sitting there giving away sitting there giving shield buff, and that's it. So that was both outer turrets, meaning all 3 outer turrets are down. That's putting them in a tough position. So far, Burlington Edison's been able to keep the pressure on. 5,000 gold down this early on. You know, and the other thing I'm seeing here is just the lack of a tank and good engage on the part of Burlington, or of Mount Vernon is causing a problem. Oh, and here, yeah, caught out of position again. Shockwave able to just pull him back in with so much damage coming in. Jax just has not been able to bring in the gold necessary to make Jax the threat he can really be. And without a tank, I feel like just there's no hit points on this team. If you were to total up the total of hit points between the two teams, your result would be vastly in the favor of Burlington Edison, with Olaf versus Jax. You know, they've got to try to hold out till late game with Jax. Here comes Orianna. Orianna's just been putting down hurt wherever she goes. Just coming in there, and it looks like they may be able to get another Kog'Maw here. They pulled off Kog'Maw. They did get the stun, so they will that, but it looks like Orianna's just going to take down Sona here. Got enough damage. Yep. Orianna with the shield, right, or with the chalice right now. And they're back on trying to chase down Poppy. Poppy gets a good flash there, and they aren't able to follow up. They're having trouble catching up to Olaf. Wonder how much of this is just a boots issue. No, because Olaf's only sitting on regular boots too. We haven't seen many upgrades to the boots coming in. A little bit of speed there would make a difference. Yeah, so with Tarek, we're already up to a Ruby Sightstone, and on the with the Cage's lucky pick, we just don't see any of the GP10 coming in on Sona, which is probably really going to make a big difference in their total gold count. It's just a lot less gold coming in. Tarek's able to pick up. You know, I mean, going straight all the way to the Bulwark is a huge item. You know, it's like 3,200 gold. I don't see the advantage in trying to pick it up that early. Looks like coming in here, they've got some more. They've got a lot of their teams. They got 3 down there, and they got 4 coming in, but they're just taking some serious harassment. They just don't have a way to engage, so they're just going to try to flee. And Shockwave's killing it. Shockwave right there, 3 down in 1 just by getting pulled in by Shockwave. You know, Riven can come down and try to help out, but they're pretty out of position and beat down at this point. We're looking at a 8,000 gold lead, and finally at 22, it looks like we might actually see the first dragon. It's not going to be able to be contested. They'll just walk through the dragon here. I mean, the gold is nice. They don't vastly need it. Putting them at almost 10,000 ahead. That is a pretty massive difference there. Yeah, it looks like, I mean, what do you do to come back at this point? See a lot of things. If they can sit in and turtle, they're going to be able to build up, but Olaf is just going to continue to get really tanked up. He's just such a tanky character already. It looks like he's about to pick up a Faj there, and he's just going to be a problem for them pretty much the whole way through. Just because he's got way more hit points than anyone else there, so he and can still put out pretty good damage. So he's going to be a problem. We've seen, you know, Vayne is 4-3, which is you know, doing pretty good. There's definitely been sacrificed some on that, but it's Olaf and Orianna at 3-0 with 4 assists. You know, that's a single shot there. Just took down almost at least a third of Kog'Maw's health. Oh, and here Kog'Maw's running in, so it looks like they got Orianna there. If they can chase in and follow in on it. Oh, but it looks like the team split up and is not pursuing them. See there, I just think it's a matter of coordination. You know, they had Orianna, they really needed to focus her all the way down, and Jack's jump there, they would have been ahead for being able to engage here, but as it is, they're not in great position. And here, able to come back in, you know, Vayne's coming back in, just putting out a huge amount of hurt, And here, yeah, this is where we see just the damage and the tankiness of Olaf just come in. Olaf is basically just going to chase down Kog'Maw, and after managed Vayne took down Sona. Interestingly, Burlington Edison pulled away there, but I guess they wanted to go back for Riven. It looks like they'll get her here. So that's 2, and Olaf and just all those hit points compared to the other people just being so tanky, and really giving, you know, someone to lead in on the fights. Meanwhile, Poppy's been up there just taking down turret after turret, just kind of drilling down. Kind of amazing to see how far she got while all that action was going on. So that was really almost a 4v5, and Burlington still winning a 4v5, and they're up over 11,000 now, which just allows them to pretty much do what they want as far as pushing in. You know, Poppy here got 3 levels on CM Doom, and 5 levels on Jax, which is definitely working to a disadvantage there. You're just going to have a hard time, and that ball's just going to keep coming in and beating people around, and all it really is taking is, you know, a well-placed shockwave to pull everyone in. Just the lack of engage from Mount Vernon. They basically got to rely on Crescendo, and we're not seeing a lot of aggressive play out of 0 AM AGM, Pyro AGM. You really got to be up front in order to land that Crescendo to start the fight. I mean, right now they've got 4 people in mid against 2 up top, and they just, situations like that, they need to push. They need to drive it. They need to take a couple out so they can control it. And here Vayne's just comparatively doing a lot of damage. Vayne with the Phantom Dancer and the Bloodthirster, and once again manages to take him down. Oh, here we got Poppy out of position. Yeah, that shield is just confirmed. So there was a great, there was a great crescendo, but it just wasn't enough damage. You know, there's no one there to really put out damage and keep the fight going. Swain, you know, is down about 50 CS. He's got most of it just in mana generation at this point, so he's not really able to put down the hurt. And so that engage just kind of goes for nothing. Kog'Maw's still in it pretty well. He's 2 and 6, so he's been suffering a lot of death, but he's still at 140 million kills, and he's got the Bloodthirster. Interesting that he went for the Bloodthirster when he had all the components for the Infinity Edge. I know he's probably trying to pick up a bit more sustain and try to survive longer in fights. Looks like he's a step away from the Brutalizer there too. Kind of seeing some fragmentation in the build there. Well, here Sonya's going to walk right in, and that is not where Sonya wants to be. Again, right now, there's just no vision. Again, no sight stones means no vision coming out for Burlington, or for Mount Vernon. They've got, their jungle is completely under enemy control. They really just can't see anything. So I mean, we're basically a team fight away. That top inhibitors down. This engagement is not going to go well for Kog'Maw. Kog'Maw just doesn't have the damage up against the Phantom Dancer Infinity Edge with so many kills. Kog'Maw just can't take anyone on alone. They really got to work on catching people out. Here comes Poppy, and they should be able to put down the necessary damage on Poppy to take Poppy down. There you go. That was good. They kind of caught her out. See, that's what they got to do. They got to be looking for these people one at a time. And here, Riven's not in a great position. But manages to sneak through. But still, just so much damage coming down from Orianna. So much tankiness with Olaf. He's already got the Warmogs and the Fog, so he's just sitting on hit points. So he can just basically run up and pick who he wants to start fighting and just stand there. You know, Riven going in there even under tower just doesn't have the support necessary. They're going to be able to push through. See, everybody should be back up. It's just a matter of whether they can get together and try to hold him off this turret. But Olaf is just so tanky. They really need Kog'Maw in there, and Kog'Maw is picking up significant harass. Looks like Burlington is gonna pull out of it. Oh no, looks like they're coming back in, thinking about re-engaging. They've got 4 here, so they can come in. Oh, and they're just going to dive in, even though Tarek isn't even there, and just the sheer damage they're putting out. Palinaposi is doing a great job of just kind of keeping out of range in those fights. Oh, a stun going on there, pushing right up again, just annihilates Jax. And again, you know, that Jax just not, he's sitting at 11th level, he's just not very high level, not able to really sustain. With 3 people down, there's just nothing they can do to stop him coming in here. So they're going to be able to just push through. Great move by Poppy, keeping Swain out, and they can pretty much just pick through their turrets. Maybe able to move in through Inhibitor, just because they've got so many more kills. I mean, they're a full 15,000 up. They've got the tankiness coming out with Poppy being kind of tanky, you know, Olaf being really tanky. They can just pick their turrets, so that's both turrets down. Now it's just a matter of time with those 2 lanes. And it looks like, yeah, Poppy's still invulnerable there, and it looks like the team spent a lot of energy working on him. They're going to take Poppy down here, probably. Oh, nice flash out. Should be able to still get the kill. Possibly, but... Oh, and they are in on Rage Tryhard. And he's just still doing so much damage that even getting chased down by Riven still looks like about to make it away.
Blue team's inhibitor has been destroyed.
Problem is they're chasing so far that that's going to cost them their inhibitor. They've got all the inhibitors down. Those couple of kills just aren't going to be enough at this point. Yeah, it's going to be minions pushing in, and the minions alone at the double waves is going to be. Yep, minions do it. So nice game by Burlington Edison there. Definitely had the power there. So I wanted to say definitely well picked, well chosen. Poppy did a great job. Oriana came in, did a great job. I think Olaf was kind of one of the deciding factors there, just having someone so tanky. The jungle Jax, you know, I'd expect to see a jungle Jax with something like a Malphite top or a Shen top who can really pull the tank side of things. And